Hey, hey, hey! Welcome back to Melinda's Messy Sink. I am Melinda, and we are going to jump right into it today. Today we're going to be making part 5 of our Easter recipe series. We are going to be focused on the star of the meal, so to speak, at least in my household, and that is baked brown sugar honey ham. I know that for some, meat can be intimidating to cook, but what I did was I purchased a boneless, pre-sliced, pre-cooked ham. I thought this would be great for beginners who want to build their confidence in doing meat. In essence, what we're going to be doing is adding some flavor to this and warming it up. It could not be easier. The ingredients that we will be using today to flavor our ham is light brown sugar, whole cloves, raw honey, and either sliced or chunked or crushed pineapple, whichever you would like. It's completely your preference. You'll need 1 can of pineapple. I just put 2 in this picture just to give you an idea. It's really your preference on pineapple. As far as the ham goes, the ham that I bought is a pre-cooked, pre-sliced ham. So the instructions for this video today are on a boneless, pre-cooked, and pre-sliced ham. And we'll talk a little bit about that as we go. For cloves are completely optional. It is your preference if you'd like to add cloves to your ham or not. But I did want to show them as a great option. All right, to get started, I have washed my hands and I have turned my oven on 350 degrees to preheat. The first thing we're going to do is to start on our glaze. All right, so we are going to turn our saucepan on medium heat, and to our saucepan we're going to add 3/4 a cup of the reserved pineapple juice that you had. We're going to add 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar, and we're going to add 1/3 a cup of the honey. And what we're going to do is let this come up to temperature and the brown sugar to dissolve. You want to make sure that as this mixture is warming up that you continually stir it, or at least stir it frequently. You don't have to stand over and stir it the entire time. We want to make sure that our sugar and honey all gets blended well together with the pineapple juice, and we also want to make sure that nothing's going to stick and burn. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this up to a very soft boil. We don't want this boiling really, really hard, but we do want to make sure that it's hot enough for everything to melt. I turned my overhead light on to see if that would make it not quite so dark in here, so I'm hoping there's not a glare. And we're just gonna keep letting this warm up. Okay, I wanted to bring you guys a little bit closer so that you can see that it's almost ready. The sides are doing some boiling or some simmering, and the top is starting to get ready to boil. So this glaze is pretty much done. I'm gonna give it a good stir, and then from there, I'll meet you back on my counter and we'll get the ham assembled. Okay, now that we've got our glaze all prepared, what we're going to work on next is getting the ham unwrapped. Whenever you unwrap your ham, you're going to want to make sure that you keep the tag that has the weight on it, as well as the cooking instructions. Because remember, you're going to follow what the cooking instructions say on the particular ham that you bought. Today, we're going to do the cooking instructions for the ham that I'm making, but yours may be slightly different. So I brought a towel because sometimes these are kind of juicy, but what you're going to do is you're just going to get the plastic off. Sometimes hams are in foil, sometimes they're in plastic. It really and truly is just however your particular brand of ham is packaged. Okay, so what I've done is I have a crock pan. This was somebody in my husband's family, and it makes the best hams. And I have put my ham inside a foil-lined baking dish, okay? And as you see, I've kind of fanned it out. So now, The next thing that I'm gonna, sorry you guys can't see my face too, but the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm going to start putting these pineapple on the top. If your ham is not pre-sliced, now would be a good time to score your ham, and all you're doing is playing tic-tac-toe with a sharp knife on your ham, and you're gonna go down maybe about a ½ inch or so. If you're gonna use whole cloves, now is the time to use whole cloves as well. So you can, it doesn't have to be every piece. You just want your pineapple kind of spread out all over your ham. And you, depending on the size of your ham, you may not use all of the pineapple that is in the can that you opened. My son loves to eat the cooked pineapple, so I'm just gonna put some extras down in here for Tyler. My husband likes eating it too, I think. All right, so once you get your pineapple every place that you'd like it, reminder, you can use chunks, you can use crushed pineapple, whatever is your preference. There's no right or wrong. So I've got my pineapples on, I got my pineapples on my ham. And the last thing that we need to do is we're going to take our glaze and we're gonna pour it on the top. The reason I feathered out the ham is so that it could get in all of the little nooks and crannies in the slices of the ham. And then I try to make sure I've got some on neat extra pieces of pineapple so that they can cook. Okay, one of the most important parts of your cooking your ham is you want to cover it well so that it doesn't get dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this in aluminum foil tightly and then put the lid on before I put it in the oven. I've got my lid on, and now the next thing I'm gonna do, oops, sorry. Now the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop this into a 350-degree oven. My wrapper says that I'm going to cook 15 minutes per pound of ham. This particular ham weighed 2.5 pounds. So we're looking at somewhere between 35 and 45 minutes, 35 and 50 minutes to cook. We're looking for an internal temperature of 140 degrees because this ham has already been cooked through. All we're doing is heating it up. Your ham may be different instructions, so make sure that you keep your weight tag and your instructions on the recommended way to cook the ham. I'm gonna get this in the oven, I'm gonna do some cleanup, and then I'll meet you back here as soon as my ham's done. Okay, we are back. Our ham has cooked for 40 minutes at 350 degrees. I have taken it out of the oven and let it rest with its lid still on for about 15 minutes. So now where we're at is we are going to uncover it, see what it looks like, and get it plated. Now, one thing that I did forget to mention earlier is that if you have a much larger ham, you can very easily take your aluminum foil off and put the glaze back on the top, cover it back up, and put it in the oven. But since ours was only going to cook for such a short period of time, I didn't have to do that. All right, now, you do not have to take all of your ham out of the pot at the same time, or you may want to, depending on the size of your gathering. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take a few pieces out. gonna lay it over here on our plate. All right, I'm gonna move this so I can work on the platter and let you guys see that. This pan is still really, really hot, so I just wanna make sure. I've got it on these cork. All right, so as you saw, I took a hunk of the meat out. And you can put this on your platter however you want to. There's no right or wrong way. I'm gonna use this little piece right here to sample it. Put that over to the side and let that one cool off for us to try it. All right, so if you wanted to put some more meat out here, depending on however many people, so I'm just giving you an example, we probably definitely need to get some more pineapple in here. However you want to do it. And then let's add some more juice. As this glaze cools off, it's going to thicken up as well. But this is the beauty of doing a pre-sliced ham. You're not having to cook, to cut it and those kinds of things. It's already done for you. All right, so you guys get the idea. And it's however you want to do it. If you want to leave it in this pan, go ahead, leave it. It's completely your dish. Aluminum foil pans are great to use as well. So this just gives you an idea of the way that I just plated this up really quickly. You can do it a million different ways that look much better if you have a bigger platter, those kinds of things. All right, so let's give this a try. See how it is. Let me take a smaller bite. It's so good. Feel really moist. It has that pineapple flavor. It is so good. And you guys saw that there's nothing to be intimidated about, that it's not hard. It's really just a matter of picking out the size of ham that you need and reading the instructions on the back of your ham and then doctoring it up. You can taste that honey at the end. That was so good. So I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. As a reminder, Jesus loves you. I'll see you in the next video.